Alright, welcome back, folks. Today I'm going to make Cubans. It was what my wife wanted. I thought about it for a couple days. They sound delicious, so here we go. So I'm going to start off with slicing a white onion, just a half of one, to help make a nice little broth that's going to help me cook my pork. So we're going to slice that, and I'm going to go ahead and use bacon fat, or bacon grease if you would. I have that already in my pan. There's about 2 tablespoons. Let me go ahead and throw my onion in there. And then saute this until about, I don't know, golden brown. It shouldn't take long because I'm going to do it at a high heat. Alright, so here I have a pork roast. Now, you can use a pork butt, that's totally up to you. I'm going to use a roast because it'll be easier for me to slice. I don't want it to fall apart. I want to be able to slice it and stack it the way I want. So I'm going to coat this in what I call my pork spice, which is paprika, thyme, salt, pepper, rosemary, garlic powder, onion powder, and that's it. So I mixed them all in a bowl. I put them in a container, and I'm just going to douse this in my mix. And after it's all seasoned and pressed down and ready to go, I'm going to sear this in those sauteed onions in that bacon grease. Get a nice little golden brown, and then we're going to bake it with the lid on for about 45 minutes, maybe longer, depending how long it takes for this whole thing to cook. Like, I would use a different technique, but today this is what I'm using. I don't have a pressure cooker, so I'm going to do it my way, because I feel like it'll turn out the same way. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. So here you see that it's all rolled up, ready to go. And I'm going to put this in with the sauteed onions that we were cooking off earlier. Alright, so here I have the onions sauteed in the way that I want them. I'm going to go ahead and scoot them on both sides of the pan, so my pan's nice and hot, and then I'm going to add the pork roast so I can sear it on every side, including the top and the bottom. Alright, now that that's all seared on top, bottom, and sides, I'm going to take the onion and place them up top. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water. You can use chicken stock if you like. I'm just going to use water because I like to cook my pork in water. Alright, so here I'm adding my water. Alright, so what this water is going to do is going to help steam it and cook it when I throw it in the oven. So it makes a nice little pocket. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the oven. I'm going to cover it in tin foil instead of my lid, because I don't want my lid so hot that I won't be able to touch it. So I'm going to go ahead and use tin foil and get a better use out of that. Alright, so here I have my tin foil. I'm just going to cover it. Make sure I can get to my handles so the tin foil doesn't fall off. Alright, I set my oven to 350, and I'm going to go ahead and bake this for about an hour, and then I'm going to check it to make sure the temp is where I want it. Alright, so it's been an hour. We're going to go ahead and take out the tin foil and see what it looks like here. Oh, look at that. It smells absolutely delicious. So before I cut into it, I want to temp it just to make sure it's where I want it to be. So I got my handy dandy thermometer. I'm going to jab that right in the center. Don't know if you can see that. I think it says 98. There it goes. 100. Nope, this is definitely not ready yet. It's only at 101. We'll go ahead and throw that back in. It's only at 101. I want it to be at least 145 to 160 for this guy right here. But oh, it just looks absolutely amazing. It smells delicious. It's going to taste absolutely delightful. Alright, this is 30 minutes after. And now we're sitting at 180, perfect for being done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull it, let it sit for a while, let it rest, let all the juices get sucked back into the meat, and then I'm going to strain the juice, and then I'm going to make a little au jus for my sandwich. All right, so here I'm going to let the pork rest for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to take this au jus. Oh, look how delicious that is. It smells so wonderful. I'm going to take this, I'm going to use it for a dipping. You don't need it with the Cuban, but for what I want to do with it, I'm going to do it because I can do what I want. All right, here I have a classic country loaf. See the crosshairs? Beautiful. I was going to make my own, but I said, screw that. That's going to take way too long. So I'm going to go ahead and use this whole loaf. This is to make a couple sandwiches. I'm going to go ahead and slice it in half. See that? Perfect. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of the juice, and I'm going to butter it down. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of my pork juice, then I hit that with the bread, just to get some of that flavoring on there. If you guys could smell this, you guys would be very, very, very welcome. Alright, so the way the bread is sitting, I'm not liking the way it sits, so I'm going to go ahead and slice off the top. That way I get a nice smooth piece. You see that right there? It'll fit perfectly, so when I take my sandwich and flip it, it'll be nice and smooth, nice and flat, just the way I'm looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that top piece too, with a little bit of my pork juice. And then I'm going to take some mustard, and I'm using a Grey Poupon, nice and spicy, good flavor. I'm just going to lay that down, give it a little bit of flavor to help hold the cheese together. Alright, so here I have my bread. I'm going to lay my Grey Poupon down, both sides. Take my knife, spread it down. Oh, that looks delicious. It smells amazing. When you guys make this at home, don't be afraid to use whatever kind of bread you want. Today, I got a nice country loaf. I bought it from Costco. I got a 2-pack. It was on coupon, $1 off. I couldn't say no, so that's what I'm using today. All right, now that has our mustard and our pork juice, I'm going to go ahead and lay down some Swiss cheese. And don't be afraid to go generous with this, because this is going to be what's going to hold everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and probably use 4 pieces on each side. Because this right here is going to make a more than just one sandwich. It'd probably be like 3 to 4, depending on how you slice it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And then after I do this, I got my pork juice heating up, and I'm going to go ahead and add my ham to that to heat that up, to help with the heating process of my cheese and everything else. Alright, so next I'm going to add my Black Forest ham. And what I'm going to do is take my tongs, take half of it, I'm going to dip it into the au jus, get it nice and hot. Perfect, there we go, looks beautiful. Go ahead and add that to my sandwich. Go ahead and throw a little bit over here, throw a little bit over here. Take my other chunk of it, throw it right back in the au jus. Let me show you guys what I'm doing here. So this right here, it's just being heated up. I'm just adding my ham, just so it helps me melt the cheese and everything else when I go to reheat this sandwich in my pan, so I can make a classic Reuben. Or not Reuben, sorry, Cuban. I've been calling it Reuben all day, I don't know why. But so I'm just getting it nice and warm, helps melt my cheese and hold everything together. So go ahead and put that down here. And spread that out a little bit. Oh man, it smells amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, next I'm going to add pickles. I'm using sandwich slices instead of the regular slices, instead of the circle like hamburger pickles. This way I cover more bread or more sandwich with less pickle and get the same amount of flavor that I'm looking for. So go ahead and line that up. And then next, I'm going to slice down my pork. I'm going to add that to the au jus to heat that up. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to throw the other side on top of it, and then heat it up with a little bit of butter on the other side so I hope it makes it nice, brown, and crispy. Alright, so here I have my pork loin that I cooked down. I temped it at 182 degrees, which is perfectly and fully cooked. And that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and let it rest. I'm going to go ahead and slice it down as thin as I can. And then when I'm done slicing, I'm going to go ahead and take a scoop at a time with my tongs, dip it into that pork marinade or the pork au jus, let it get reheated, and then add it on top of the pickles on my Cuban. That way it helps the cheese stay together, helps everything heat up nice and quicker, and makes everything delicious. The little bit of that au jus from the pork. Alright, so here I have my pork art sliced up, ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and take a scoopful on my sandwich and then dip into the au jus that I showed you earlier. Get that nice and warm and be delicious. Let that soak for a little bit. Then take it, add it onto my sandwich, grab another couple slices. Let it marinate in that own deliciousness. Stack it up nice and thick. Because who wants a wimpy sandwich? Nobody wants a wimpy sandwich. You're making something this tasty. Let's make it top full of delicious. Why should you want extra meat? Add extra meat. Nobody's caring. Let's enjoy this. You only live once. You might as well make it fun, filled, and delicious, full of pork. Pork's the way to go. I don't care who you are. This is what deliciousness looks like. And I'm telling you, if you guys could taste this, you would be in for an absolute treat. Now that this is done, I'm going to take my other slice that I have right here. Let me go ahead and flip that right over. And then go ahead and brush the bottom of this with some of that au jus that helped make it nice and crispy since I got my pan heating up. That way there's a nice golden crust on the bottom. And then do the same thing to the top when I flip it over. Alright, so as you see that it's in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and use another pan and put it right over the top. And then go ahead and squish that down so it makes the other side nice and crispy. And that should take about a good 5 to 7 minutes with me pushing it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I would just use cans, but I don't want to use cans right now. I'm just going to go ahead and push it down because my strength is stronger than cans. Alright, so now our 5 minutes is up. I'm going to go ahead and flip this, but be careful about it when you flip it. Because if you flip it too fast, you're going to lose all your fillings and everything else. So just be careful when you do it. Now remember, I got fresh au jus. I'm going to go ahead and top that one more time. Get that nice and soaked into the bread. Makes a nice crispy crust when I flip it. Oh, I can feel it fine. It wants to fall apart, but don't fall apart on me. Come on. Make my viewers proud. Tuck that little guy in there. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what I'm looking for right there. Nice, it's crispy. Then go ahead and add my pan back. Set the timer for another 5 minutes, and then it should be done, just the way I want. Alright, here I have our sandwich. Oh, look at that. Oh, it smells absolutely amazing. Nice and crispy on both sides. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let this sit for just a minute or two. And then I'm going to cut it in half and then cut it in, I'm going to pretty much quarter it. So it makes 4 sandwiches. So if you're feeding a small group, absolutely perfect. Or if you're just a big guy like me and you want an extra piece, even better. Alright, now that I let that sit for a couple minutes, what I'm going to do is just slice it down. Since it's just me and my beautiful wife eating today, we're going to go ahead and slice it down here and just take the center cuts. Because that's the best part anyway. So go ahead and pull the sides off. Grab my spatula just in case it falls apart. Place it on my plate. And what I did is add a small ramekin of that pork love. That way if I wanted to, I can just dip my Cuban sandwich right into that pork love right there. And then tonight, you have a Cuban sandwich. Absolutely delicious.